Chief, thank you for your time after the meeting. Tell us a little bit about the numbers you were saying for calls, because it's very interesting, the number of calls and how it's going up.
Yeah, our call volume has increased substantially. In 2022, we responded to 1,409 calls for service, and in 2023, we responded to 1,914 calls.
And projected?
Projected for 24, right now we're looking at 6.87 calls a day, so we're looking at upwards of 2,500 calls for 2024.
Talk a little bit about the percentage of that so people can understand, if you can.
So it's an increase over 2 years of 78%. We have 4 firefighters on platoon. Obviously, the majority of the time, we're looking at probably 60 to 70% of the time, we're down to 3 firefighters because of vacation or time off, or they're receiving education or training. And then the types of calls, you're looking at probably 700 calls are medical calls, and the rest would be activated alarms, carbon monoxide, fires, or MVCs.
Puts a heck of a toll on the department, I would think, if you can talk a little bit about that.
It is. It's significant for our staff. It's overwhelming to specifically to our officers, because now they're responding to a call and they'll receive a simultaneous call. So they're trying to coordinate which call to attend and prioritize. And this is difficult because you're receiving information from dispatch. So their dispatch is only receiving information from the caller, so it might not be totally accurate. So our staff struggle with what call to prioritize, and it weighs on them heavy if they ever make the wrong call.
What, how do you, solution?
So we're looking at our tiered response program, obviously with Northumberland EMS. If that can be vetted back a little bit to reduce our calls or prioritize them a little better, that's one concern. And obviously staffing, and that's why I've asked for increased staffing in council last night. This would alleviate some of the issues, so we could respond with 2 trucks. We could drop off staff at the initial call, respond with some of the platoon, 2 or 3 firefighters to the next call, with part-time firefighters to supplement the response.
And when you say roughly 700 are medical calls?
Correct.
That's surprising to me, because I would have thought that would have been the vast majority of calls, but it's not.
No, and I mean, with alarms, there's a lot of activated alarms. Everyone has carbon monoxide alarms, so those are more prevalent as well. I mean, which is a good thing. We're not receiving calls for carbon monoxide that ends up being tragic. These are good calls to go to, because we can make a difference for these people.
And sorry, what was it, a 70% increase in 2 years?
77% increase.
How do you maintain that?
We can't. It's so difficult. Our staff are being called in on overtime. We have callbacks that if a crew is out, well, for an example, out in the 401 for an extended period of time, we're bringing in off-duty staff. If it's during the week, myself, my deputy chief, and my chief training officer respond to the calls to supplement, say, the initial call or the secondary call that they respond to, just to increase the staffing and ensure that we're providing a proper level of service to the citizens of Cobourg.
Last question, and because it's and forgive me, I forget the name of it, but because there's full-time and part-time, that puts a strain on the part-time firefighters and their jobs that they have as well, if you can talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so we're a composite fire department, so we do have an agreement with our part-time firefighters, and if you look back at these agreements, there's expectations laid out for them, but now when we're responding to 77% more calls, and these people are providing a service for us that have another life, another career, so we are taxing the part-time firefighters as well.